Square RPG for the place RPG? RPG. I'm so British. How about that? Hey everyone, it's Jason from GameRave.com, otherwise known as Danger Boy. This is GameRaveTV. Alright guys, this week we are back with the letter legacy, and we are dealing with the letter X. Now, of all the letters we've done so far, X is probably the first one to ever actually have a true, clear runaway winner. No matter what you could say about the other games in the letter. There's just, I mean, seriously, how can you turn down XS Junior League Soccer? I mean, it's the game you gotta have. But in all seriousness, let's get to it. As far as runners-up go, you can actually dodge most of the XS games, except for XS Dodgeball. It's actually a $5 pile of shame. You can find it, it's halfway decent. Probably not as good as the original Nintendo Dodgeball game, but then nothing really is. You can skip all the other XS games. X-Blades, don't even worry about it. Now, if you're looking for a guilty pleasure, the X-Files game is actually not that bad. It is a full-motion video game. You're basically watching clips of Scully and Mulder and your character doing different things. If you've ever played D, imagine that, but a little bit more in the point-and-click Maniac Mansion type gameplay. Now, as far as surprises go and underdogs, if you will, the Xena Warrior Princess game is actually really good. Now, I know that's saying shocker and so forth, considering it's from EA and it's a licensed game, but it's actually really good. There was a little bit of camera issues here and there, but for how cheap you can find it nowadays, it's actually well worth the play. The graphics actually hold up decently, too, for an early PlayStation game. Now, rounding out the runners-up and so forth, we have a whole bunch of X-Men games. There's Capcom's X-Men vs. Street Fighter, you've got X-Men Children of the Atom, and you've got Activision's X-Men Mutant Academy games. Now, X-Men Children of the Atom is a shit port. Let's get that out of the way. It's horrible. The Sega Saturn version is so much better. Now, that being said, having gone back to it years later, it's actually not that bad and not as bad as I first thought it was, but it's horrible compared to the Saturn version. There's just so much wrong with it. What's even funnier is certain PS3 models will not play it at all. Like, it's just like, no, screw you, I don't want to touch this pile of crap. Now, Mutant Academy isn't that bad of a fighting game series. It's by Activision, and what made the game fun is, besides Activision doing a lot of their own takes on some of the more popular costumes, was that the games had come out when the movies were originally released, X-Men 1 and 2, so you could actually use the movie costumes in the game as well. It's a decent fighting game. I wouldn't put it up there with Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, but it's better than Mortal Kombat 64. There's also Xevious 3D, basically a 3D remake of the original Xevious, and it included the original game as well. Big shout out to my buddy Alan. This was one of his favorite games. I remember the first time he got it, we played the heck out of it that day. Just a nifty little pick-me-up if you can find it. Alright guys, that brings us down to the last two games with the letter X. Both amazing games in their own right, but only one can stand. The first game is Xenogears, Squaresoft's quintessential 32-bit RPG masterpiece that didn't have the words Final and Fantasy in it. If you are looking for a game that basically pushed the system to its limit as far as full motion video quality in the anime cinemas, as far as combat system, graphics with everything it had in RAM as far as characters and buildings and all that crazy stuff, this is the game you need to play. Just the second disc alone is practically an entire anime movie in of itself at about 40 minutes of footage. Just a really, really amazing point in the PlayStation's life to get such a gorgeous RPG with that you know, didn't have a horrible translation, aka 7, or didn't have a broken combat system like 8. Just check it out, guys. It's really, really good. The other X game in the running is XCOM. Now, XCOM is almost the complete opposite angle RPG compared to Xenogears. XCOM is for the people that absolutely love micromanaging. And when I say managing, I mean everything. Basically, you are the human military guys against the UFOs and all the aliens and so forth, but you actually have to map out everything. Like, every base, every person in the base, every weapon on every person in the base, every vehicle in the base, every weapon for that vehicle. You have to make sure, like, it's just every little possible thing you could manage in a game, that game has it. And while it's very, 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 very daunting, task to take it the first time you play it. Once you get into the groove, it's an amazing, really well done game. On the PlayStation version, the loading time can be a smidge annoying, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you are into tactics and strategy. It's one of the few games that not only had sequels to it, but still holds up even in its dated form. Alright guys, only one game can mark this X's spot, and of course, it's Xenogears. XCOM, while being an amazing game on the PlayStation 1, and thankfully can use the PlayStation mouse to make control a bit easier, the original PC version does have a couple little things here and there that make it a lot more easier to play and a little bit more accessible. Plus, the PC version can be had for pennies on the dollar. For some reason, the PlayStation version usually gets about 30 to 40 bucks for it. That being said, Xenogears is officially our X game. Definitely track it down or how you have to get to it. Totally worth a play. Alright guys, that does it for this week. Next week is pause mode, and I'll have to figure out some game I can review and get video for. That being said, the only advice I can offer you is that which first advertised Xenogears. Always and forever stand tall and shake the heavens. We'll see you next week.